And we're back with game 2. And we would like to play first. And we have both colors of mana, Cloudpost, a couple removal spells, finisher, way to grab a second Cloudpost. All we're missing is card drawing. So we're going to keep this hand. And our opponent kept his 7. So once again we're going to lead with a Cloudpost on turn 1. And we are going to probably play Island and pass the turn on turn 2. Depending upon what we draw. We draw Glimmer Post. So yeah, we're going to go Island, go, and pass the turn here, up Mana Leak, so on and so forth. I don't think our opponent's going to play around Mana Leak, but there's no sense of playing Expedition Map this turn anyways. I'm going to play a Mountain here. And if he has any Basking Root Walls or things, he's going to discard them this turn anyways, so that he can pump his Mongrel, get him into play, and hit me for more damage. So we're just going to play Expedition Map and leave the Island and Mountain untapped, and probably crack it end of turn and use our removal spells on our next turn against his Mongrel, when it has a greater chance of actually dying. Now if he has a Vampire Hounds here and just runs it out, things could get tough for us. Hopefully. Oh, and he has Duress. That one hurts, but it's just going to take Rolling Thunder anyways, so yeah, seems fine to me. And this may end up being a fast game here. He's got a reasonable clock, and yep, he did take the Rolling Thunder. Okay, that's good for us because we didn't have the second mountain for it anyways. And the Expedition Map is never getting cracked for a mountain. That's a little rough. So we're going to have to Flame Slash the Putrid Leech. And yeah. Flame Slash here, likely take 5 on our next turn, and probably Bolt the Mongrel the turn after. We have a Glimmer Post to gain 3 life. Yeah, should be fine. Alright. Well, the jig's up. Our opponent knows we don't have Mana Leak, so he's not going to play around it. But if he doesn't add any creatures to the board, he gives us a few turns to find something. This appears to be quite a bad matchup for blue-red Cloudpost. Oh, and he only hits us for 3. He must have a Vampire Hounds or something. So yeah, we're probably very far behind this game, and we just need an amazing draw spell here to not be just completely dead. Yep, Condescend. Well, definitely want to play Glimmerpost. And let's see, we can use Lightning Bolt here. If we use it here on Mongrel, he has to discard 2 monsters to save it, or 2 cards to save it. Or we can hit the Vampire Hounds and he has to discard 1 creature to save it. So we're just never hitting the Hounds here. And so it's a choice between Mongrel now, or do we wait until his turn if he tries to pump the Mongrel over the Vampire Hounds? I don't think it's very likely of him just discarding a non-creature card to Mongrel on his turn instead of pumping Vampire Hounds. So I'm going to go for the Lightning Bolt right now, because I really don't want to bolt on his turn and then have him pump it up past Lightning Bolt and take like a bazillion damage. So we'll see if he wants to save it. It's going to cost him 2 cards. And it looks like he is. Alrighty, so I think what we're going to have to do is if he casts any spells this turn, no matter what it is, we have to condescend it and hope to scry into something here, because we are on a 2-turn clock. And this is going to... He didn't dredge Stinkweed Imp, which seems like a mistake here. If he only hits me for 7, that's fine by me. Keeps me alive another turn. Oh, and we get to condescend the Tortured Existence. Run better. He can pay 3 mana for it. Alrighty, so... Ooh, and we have Firebolt? I think we need to keep Firebolt here. And as for what we hit, I'm not too sure. I think the play that gives us the most chance of not dying here is, I think we Firebolt the Rootwalla, and then play the Mountain and flash it back on the Vampire Hounds. The other option is we can Firebolt the Mongrel and see if he saves it. And if he does, we Firebolt the Hounds, and if he doesn't, we Firebolt the Rootwalla. Alternatively, we can Firebolt the Hounds first and see if he saves it. But I have to imagine the last card in his hand's a creature, because he hasn't played any lands, and it could be another Tortured Existence. If it is, though, the Hounds dies either way. Alright, we are going to Firebolt the Rootwalla here. This is better than just Firebolting the Hound, and then if he pumps it, then having to flashback Firebolt on the Vampire Hounds again just to kill it. And so it's not a creature, he hasn't played land, so it has to be another Tortured Existence. We're getting really lucky he's just not dredging his Stinkweed Imp, or we'd just be dead. As it stands, we're still in a reasonable amount of trouble, but maybe it was a land and he just wasn't playing it. Glimmerpost keeps us alive another turn, so... At this point, if we can actually draw a capsize, we can start capsizing with buyback. And that will buy us more time. And our opponent's not doing a whole lot. And there is our card draw spell.